This is Cancun Boxing from Pepe Gomez on CBS Sports Network. It's our main event of the evening. Hajime Nagai versus former world champion Francisco Rodriguez at the catchweight of 114.6 pounds.
Damas y caballeros, amables amigos, continuamos con ustedes en vivo esta noche desde Cancún, Quintana Roo, México, a través de la señal de CBS Sports Network y Cancún Boxing de Pepe Gómez, promociones del pueblo, así como el Hotel Oasis de Cancún. Y Cabal presenta a usted la siguiente gran pelea. Recibimos a la esquina roja, el de Tokio, Japón, Hajime Nagai.
Hajime Nagai, this is his first pro fight outside of his native Japan. He did fight here in Mexico as an amateur in 2006 and won. Enters 14-7-2 with 4 knockouts. And this is a major step up for Hajime Nagai.
And he knows it. He was very frank with us. He says that he understands his opponent is very fast. His opponent has lots of power. But if he can feel out the fight early, keep moving and utilize his footwork, he thinks he'll be able to control the when and where. He'll be able to pick the shots and he'll be able to outbox his opponent.
Nagai told us that speed is his best attribute as a fighter. He said, I have to keep moving to win this fight.
Damas y caballeros, amables amigos, su rival para esta pelea lo recibimos a la esquina opuesta, a la esquina azul, él es Francisco Chihuas Rodriguez.
Big ovation for Francisco Rodriguez from Monterrey. He's the former IBF and WBO 105-pound world champion. He vacated both of those belts last year to fully focus on becoming a world champion at 112 pounds. Now this fight at the catch weight of 52 kilograms, which is 114.6 pounds, and both fighters hit that mark exactly. Of course, there is the 115-pound weight class. They chose, though, not to add those additional 0.4 pounds. They wrote the contracts at 114.6. And into the ring, with emphasis, comes Francisco Rodriguez.
And look, this is what I love. When a fighter comes in the ring with this much energy, he's excited to be here. And when you go to sports psychology, you know, it's you want to be in that ideal performance state of mind where it's not pressure, there's no nerves. You're excited, you're ready to perform, you're ready to put on a show.
We are set now for our main event of the evening. Again, this is the catchweight of 52 kilograms, 114.6 pounds. Hajime Nagai versus Francisco Rodriguez. Our tale of the tape is presented by Cancun Boxing. Come for the sun, stay for the fights. To get us started, back we go to our ring announcer, Edgar Alejandre.
Continuamos con ustedes, amables amigos, completamente en vivo esta noche, desde Cancún, Quintana Roo, México, para el mundo, a través de CBS Sports Network, Cancún Boxing de Pepe Gómez, promociones del pueblo, así como el Hotel Oasis de Cancún. Y Cabal presenta a usted esta gran pelea internacional. México contra Japón. Japón contra México. En pelea pactada a 52 kilogramos. Pelearán a 10 en la esquina roja, con un peso de 52 kilogramos cerrados, un récord de 14 peleas ganadas, 7 perdidas, 2 empates y 4 victorias obtenidas por la vía del knockout. De Chiba, Japón, Hajime Nagai.
Considering he's in hostile territory, he got a warm welcome.
Ustedes, damas y caballeros, él con un récord de 20 peleas ganadas, 4 perdidas, 1 empate y 13 victorias obtenidas por la vía del cloroformo puro, pesando también 52 kilogramos. Él, de Nuevo León, México, Francisco Chihuas Rodríguez. El señor Florentino López. Estamos en vivo esta noche desde Cancún, Quintana Roo, a través de CBS Sport Network con Cancún Boxing, Promociones del Pueblo y Oasis de Cancún.
Even though Rodriguez vacated last year his IBF and WBO 105-pound titles, it doesn't mean that his corner can't still hold him up. When you vacate, you still actually get to keep the belt.
They're your belts. No one's coming to collect.
Hold them up whenever you want.
Just don't be that guy that wears them to the restaurant.
There are those guys.
We've seen those guys.
Brief final words from referee Florentino Lopez, and we are set for our main event of the evening. Hajime Nagai versus Francisco Rodriguez.
Listo.
Scheduled for 10 rounds.
Listo. Vámonos.
Round number 1. Tonight's fight clock is presented by Grand Oasis Hotel and Resort Cancun. Oasis loves you. Gold and black trunks for Nagai. Blue trunks with the white writing for Francisco Rodriguez.
And right away, exactly what Rodriguez told us in the fighter meeting is he plans on going out there, getting in the face, bringing the fight to Nagai. And Nagai, on the other end, thought that his key to victory and able to compete with this level fighter was to utilize his footwork. So it was almost a stick and move versus the predator hunting and stalking, if you will.
That was a slip. It drew a smile on the face of Rodriguez. Rodriguez said, I'm going to keep coming forward, constant level changes with my punches, start working the body. That's not a slip, that's a push. Rodriguez said, start working the body to open up the head, and there's the warning to Hajime Nagai from Florentino Lopez for the obvious push.
Go.
Nagai being very active, not at all fighting defensively against a very offensive fighter in Rodriguez. Chance of Mexico. Big right hand, and that's a knockdown after.
Was it a knockdown or it looked like a swing and a miss?
It's a knockdown. It's the overhand right, Joey.
Oh my gosh. Off to an early start. Look at that, he comes sprinting out.
Rodriguez
connects, he's down
finish.
again.
Knockdown number 2. And the finish line is in sight for Francisco Rodriguez. One more knockdown, that's game, set, match.
Francisco Rodriguez smells the blood. He's going in for the kill. The end is near, he feels it.
Nagai literally in survival mode.
Hanging on for his life.
There is no 3 knockdown rule, but without a doubt, Nagai dropped again for the 3rd time in round number 1. Lopez will stop this fight. Rodriguez will claim victory number 21.
One telltale sign after the last tie-up was when the referee broke them, the look on Nagai's face. It said, what did I get myself into? Watch for that overhand right, it's coming.
Rodriguez hitting so hard for a fighter under 120 pounds. The bell, the end of round number 1.
Nagai survives. Credit to that. And then we take a look at the first knockdown. It's the hook, it's the right, it's the combination. Flurry of punches. And there's that big overhand right that buckled the knees. 2 more to grow on. Sends the guy tumbling to the canvas.
So in round number 1, a slip by Rodriguez, a push down of Rodriguez by Nagai, and then Rodriguez coming back to knock down Hajime Nagai twice.
Oh wait, it's like, oh wait, you want me to slip? Oh, you want to push me? No, I'm going to show you how you put someone on the canvas.
Hajime Nagai said, I definitely respect the power of Rodriguez. I need to feel him out early. There was absolutely zero feel-out process from Rodriguez in round one.
And you know what else? I feel that Nagai has abandoned the strategy that he led us to believe, which was he felt that his footwork, moving, sticking and moving, not being in front of Rodriguez was his key to victory, but he's not fighting that fight. He's fighting right in front of him.
It didn't look likely after the second knockdown, but here we go with round number two. The guy was in all sorts of trouble. He's still in quite a bit of trouble, trying to find his footing against a buzzsaw Francisco Rodriguez. 26 pro boxing bout for Rodriguez at age 23. Remarkable. Enters with 13 knockouts. For a fighter again, who's fought at 105, now targeting 112. This at the catch weight of 114.6. Has brutal knockout power. That's a really high ratio for a smaller weight fighter.
Absolutely. And you know what that equals? Big sells.
Without question.
Knockout sell, when little guys can knock people out, they sell big time. You look at last year's Fight of the Year, Chocolatito, Roman Gonzalez. You know, when you're small like that, but you hit like that, the people come out.
Good left hand from Nagai. And he eats that overhand right. And you see the power on the inside from Rodriguez. Nagai trying to trade, opening himself up. And this is all Francisco Rodriguez in this zone. Swing and a miss from Nagai.
I'll tell you what, as the crowd chants Mexico, the guy bites down on his mouthpiece. He says, I'm not here to lose. I might be on the receiving end right now, but I'm in this fight.
Without question, Hajime Nagai did not travel to Cancun from Tokyo to circle and be elusive for 10 rounds. He came to try to win this fight, the biggest opportunity of his career.
And then maybe the next day have a margarita on a beach.
Much more stable round two for Nagai again. Dropped twice. Dropped badly in round number one. You see Rodriguez sticking and moving, dancing. You're seeing the level changes that he told us about, Joey. A lot of swelling under the left eye of Hajime Nagai. Clean-faced, clear-eyed for Francisco Rodriguez, continuing to come forward with punches in bunches.
I would love to see Rodriguez go back to trying to set up that overhand left. Touch that right jab to the body, touch it again, go low, go high, and then look for that overhand left over the top hand, the right hand of the guy. That's there when he sets it up.
The end of round number two. Up next, round three. A huge round one for Francisco Rodriguez. A strong round two for Rodriguez, but not dominant. And credit Hajime Nagai as we're now into round number three. He's taking some big shots, and he is standing right there, throwing big shots of his own. The guy told us he was going to move. He didn't tell us he was going to keep moving forward with aggression. He really described a very defensive, safe strategy of movement on the outside, circling, being elusive. What happened to that?
Where did that go?
Good
oh,
right hand
big
from
right
Nagai.
hand. Stuns Rodriguez.
Joey, when I was the Pride MMA commentator in Japan, we would always hear the term warrior spirit. You're seeing warrior spirit from Hajime Nagai.
Pretty low blows right there.
And there's this firm warning from Florentino Lopez, and time is called by Lopez, and the guy now has 5 minutes to recover.
It seemed, you can never know what's actually going into a fighter's head, but that's seemed deliberate, and you wouldn't know why at this time because you're doing so well, you found your flow, you're in. Why?
Nagai given 5 minutes to recover. Took about 20 seconds. Round 3 resumes. And as an oh, by the way, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what combat sport it is, if someone gets caught with a low blow, somebody boos, somebody was booing just behind us. I never know who they're booing or why they're booing.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Or when a mouthpiece comes out and the ref stops the action and put the mouthpiece in, people boo. Are you watching this or are you just drunk and making noise?
It cuts across all nationalities.
But look at Nagai.
Big shots now from Rodriguez. And that brings this Cancun crowd to its feet. The guy standing in front of these punches and eating these huge punches from Francisco Rodriguez.
There was a solid straight right hand to the body of Nagai, and you saw just for a second him that face, that
Again, the chant of Mexico. Left hand from Nagai. Make no mistake, Rodriguez is winning this fight. It was a 10-8 or maybe even a 10-7 round number 1, but it's not easy for Francisco Rodriguez. Hajime Nagai is not going away. In fact, Joey, he keeps coming forward. Left hand from Rodriguez. That wobbled Nagai, and Nagai in all sorts of trouble again. Nearly went down in that sequence.
At times, when Rodriguez has the guy hurt, he sometimes smothers himself, where he needs to take that half step back and get the full connection with his punches.
A huge finish to round number 3 for Francisco Rodriguez.
And here we go, the blistering hand speed of Rodriguez on display. Nagai is just trying to survive, trying to elude the onslaught, but it's body, it's head. It's a continuous pressure attack, high, low, left, right, every punch, every angle. I'm just waiting in the next round for Rodriguez to throw the kitchen sink, because he's throwing everything else.
I think it might be coming. We are sold out at the spectacular arena, Grand Oasis Hotel and Resort. Stunning Cancun, Mexico. Round number 4. This is a fun fight. Warrior spirit indeed from Hajime Nagai, and Rodriguez showing why he was a 2-organization world champion of 105 pounds.
But you gotta love this. The guy just last round just took a beating, and he comes out and he's the aggressor. He is pouring it on right now in the first minute of this round.
Step in left hook from Nagai. That would be the opposite of a defensive fighter.
Yeah, right.
Rodriguez landing big again on the inside. Lands that right hand.
Another overhead left snap back the head of Nagai.
A lot of swelling on the outside of Nagai's left eye. Major swelling in that left cheekbone. And still Nagai comes forward with punches.
If Nagai had any real power in his punches, he would do something special. He reminds me of Miru, who lost to Mickey Roman the week before, lost his title to, not Salido, Fernando Vargas, but same kind of thing, just all tough, except the difference is Miru has that knockout left hand. So you take a fighter with this much grit, this much heart, this much tenacity, you give a little pop in their punch, and they make a career. They get paid.
Florentino Lopez warning the guy for holding over the head. Right hand on this step in from Rodriguez. The counter was open. Rodriguez nearly landed the big left hook instead of right hand from Nagai. Nagai continuing to open up with punches. Rodriguez just quicker, more volume, and he hits a lot harder than Hajime Nagai. And still we fight on. Still Nagai is very much in this fight. But make no mistake, Joe, he's taking a lot of punishment.
That's a, you know, is that he is in this fight, but this has got to be the point where the ref really starts assessing whether or not it's a good idea to let him keep taking a beating. He doesn't have knockout power in the guy. He's 4 knockouts in his career. He's fighting, but he's taking so much damage. It's almost, you know, this is the point where you got to take a look and say it's in the fighter's best interest and the safety of the fight that maybe it's time to stop this fight.
Those uppercuts landing. The guy trying to slow things up, a real grimace on his face. That grimace coming from the right hook to the body. Left hand on the inside from Rodriguez. Still you see Hajime Nagai throwing. We're through 4 really entertaining rounds.
What a main event. And here we take a look at the end of that round. It's the onslaught, the right hook from Rodriguez. Nagai answering back and forth. Rodriguez pressing the action, and Nagai just trying to survive that last vicious onslaught.
Set now for round number 5 of our main event, scheduled for 10 rounds. Hajime Nagai versus Francisco Rodriguez. Rodriguez twice knocking down the guy in round number 1. Looked as though this fight was nearly finished, and here we are in round 5.
Look at Hajime. He looks like a different fighter right now. He came out like he's got a second win. Look at the look in his face. Look, he's attacking. He's getting off first. He came out this round a different fighter. This is not the same fighter that fought last round.
You see Nagai a lot more angling here in round number 5. Big uppercut from Rodriguez.
When I see something like this, where I see a fighter take a bad beating for 2 rounds, and then he comes out alive again, what I wonder was if the corner said, hey, you better show us something or we're going to stop this fight. This is a phenomenal fight.
Even the most ardent Nagai supporter would have to understand that he is badly down in this fight, and he's down there on a slip.
Says the headbutt. He's holding his eye or his nose.
Ruled a slip by Lopez, and now he's waving off this fight.
See, we got a replay here. It looked like an elbow might have pushed him down.
Florentino Lopez ruled this a slip, and he just waved off this fight.
Let's see. Let's take another look at the replay. It looked like as he's turned, the forearm of Rodriguez was what led to the slip pushed. Let's get another look at that angle.
The guy's corner is saying it was a forearm or an elbow to the face. That is a bizarre ending to this fight.
Here we go. There's the right hand, and you see there's the forearm. There's the forearm. There is the elbow, and he pushed. That was a forearm to an elbow. I mean, literally, he pushed off this, and then as he turned, he hit him with the outside of the elbow. I don't know how you'd call that, actually.
Well, it was called a slip. There was no count. The guy stayed down, and then Florentino Lopez waved off this fight.
So no, now when looking back though, is this going to be stopped on an accidental foul, and do they go to the scorecards, or is it a TKO stoppage?
We are beyond 4 rounds, so if it's ruled an accidental foul, this will be a technical decision, and we will go to the scorecards, including scoring what has happened in round number 5. But no indication yet from Lopez. The only indication from Lopez is that after ruling it a slip, he waved this fight off.
There's the forearm. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. It did look like there's little acting going on. I'm not calling him a liar, but it seemed like he might have applied for an Academy Award with that one.
The WBC has confirmed, as they are in charge of this fight, ruled an accidental foul again because we have completed 4 rounds. Is scheduled for 10. We're going to the judges' scorecards. And round 5, even though it did not reach its conclusion of 3 minutes, will be scored. No suspense now. Again, Rodriguez with the 2 knockdowns. That's a 10-8 or a 10-7 in round 1. And 10-9s, I would think.
Across the board.
Across the board from there, rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5. The fight is over, very anticlimactic fashion. Again, the chant of Mexico. Unfortunate ending to a really, and I mean a really entertaining, fun fight. But as you saw in the replay and as you saw live, Rodriguez in the clinch, turning, landing essentially a spinning back elbow straight out of Muay Thai to the face of Hajime Nagai. Nagai going down on the slip on the accidental foul. He did not get up. Referee Florentino Lopez, after a brief delay, then waving off the fight. So this will be a technical decision. It's a good thing I was a pro boxing referee for a long time, Joey.
Yeah, no,
I knew that would come in handy.
Damas y caballeros, amables amigos, pido su atención para dar a ustedes el resultado oficial de esta pelea. Por la decisión técnica médica, el reglamento aplica al conteo de puntos hasta el momento en que la pelea fue parada. Por lo tanto, en el conteo resumen de puntuaciones, los jueces A, B y C coinciden en puntuación de 50 a 43 a favor del vencedor de esta pelea por decisión técnica médica. De Nuevo León, México, Francisco Chihuas Rodríguez.
Technical decision, unanimous decision. Francisco Rodriguez, an awkward ending to a really brilliant performance, and he just keeps on rolling at age 23, gets career win number 21.
It's almost like one of those movies you see, and the movie is so awesome, and the ending was kind of but because the movie was so awesome, you still like the movie.
Francisco Rodriguez with Pepe Gomez celebrating. Rodriguez, a 2-organization world champion, IBF and WBO, 105 pounds. And he certainly seems like someone who has all of the tools to win a world title at 112, maybe even 115, 118.
He's young.
He's going to get bigger. He's only 23.
Yep.
So despite the somewhat awkward ending, a quality and at times thrilling main event. So stopped at the 5th round on the accidental foul to the judges' scorecards by way of technical decision, unanimous decision. Francisco Rodriguez defeats Hajime Nagai. For Pepe Gomez, Joey Varner, and our entire crew, I'm Sean Wheelock. Thanks for watching Cancun Boxing from the arena at Grand Oasis Hotel and Resort in Cancun, Mexico. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.